Hello, my name is Martin. This is Strat Chat, and welcome to episode 1 of our Persian run. Now, a couple of things to say about this. Obviously, we had a vote on my Patreon, and we are going to play this young chap here, Rostum the First. I'm pointing at him, but you can't see that because my head's in the way. But we'll be doing Rostum the First. I've had a little bit of a play around with the mechanics, but I'm not. It's not something that I've kind of got really well. People who watch me regularly will say don't really have the mechanics of the rest of the game really down to a T either. But there you go. So, but we're going to be. So I'll be, editing this so I can kind of stop and read and digest things, and then we'll talk about it. If you've been playing this a lot and you understand these mechanics, then feel free to comment at the bottom. Tell us where we're going wrong, and tell us, expose me for all of those misunderstandings. Now, this episode is going out on Tuesday, a little bit late, as people who watch my channel update will know, and then on Friday will be episode 2. Today, this episode is going to be mostly kind of situational analysis, looking at the culture, looking at the religious situation, looking at the local realms, looking at how powerful their military are, looking at family structures and all that kind of stuff. And we'll make a few moves as well. We'll obviously begin the game a little bit. But on Friday's session, we're going to be kind of going like sort of full steam ahead. It's also worth saying that's going to be the structure from now on for a while. I just need a little bit more time, and 3 episodes per week wasn't really working perfectly for me. So it's going to be on Tuesday, and it's going to be on Friday that our episodes are launched. Right. Glasses on, meaning that I mean business. Let's go. Right. Rostum the First. Okay, so just to kind of like mention a couple of things that are so significant about being in the struggle phase that this game will begin in. I think I made a little bit of a note of the things that I think that are going to be relevant. I mean, I think there is 100% more supply in the territories within the area of the struggle. I think that's going to make it a lot easier for us to wage war, but it makes it easier for everybody else to wage war as well. Friendly reinforcement rate when you're in friendly territory, that's quicker. Well, that's going to make war easier. It's cheaper to hire mercenaries, although I think this character probably can't afford much in the way of mercenaries at the beginning of the game. +5 combat advantage in your own army's territory. Sorry, when you are leading your own armies, but of course your opponents may have that advantage too. +5 in your if you're fighting in your own cultural heritage area. This is so cultural heritage. That's like a big area. That's not just a culture. That's the kind of the background cultural heritage. You're almost certainly going to be fighting other people who also have that +5 advantage. So I'm not sure that this is deeply impactful in some ways. It's certainly, while we're in a struggle phase, it's a good time to war. Especially as garrison sizes are smaller in the struggle phase, so it's a good time to war, but you're not going to be getting a massive advantage over the people that are around you. May Allah be with me. Okay, so let's just have a look at the characters. So we have Sheikh Rostam Khorinzade of Manzadaran. So he's not a guy who particularly is a fan of the caliphate, so it looks like I'll be thinking about trying to end the struggle by sort of dismantling the caliphate or being a part of the dismantling of it, maybe forming my own or something like that. We'll have a look at the struggle mechanics in a moment. He's actually not a bad on the old stewardship, which means that we have 3 holdings at the moment. We're going to want more than that, but that's what we have at the moment. We're quite a good commander, and we're a level 3 skilled tactician. In here, we've got a couple of things here: serve the crown and a man's home. They're not unuseful. How close am I to? Okay, well, it would be nice to reset them, perhaps work up the gallantry. But I think we're quite hard, we're quite good. We're going to work quite quickly through the perks anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself the strategy focus, because we are going to be going to war early on, and we'll just accept working our way up. And at the moment, I suspect we're going to struggle to get good quality knights. What do they call them? Asari or something? Aswa. Okay, well, I think we'll have a look at that later on, but I suspect we're going to struggle to get good quality Aswa. So for the moment, we're good with what we have. So, but overall, not a terrible character. We have 2 counties in our control, and we have a wife who is really mediocre by all accounts. So I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be seeing if we can find some secondary spouses, maybe with some better traits. And the thing about being an Islamic leader here is that we can swap and change our secondary spouses for our primary spouses. I'm not quite sure if there's like a time frame, like, can you do it all the time? Can you like fight a battle with your sort of military spouse and then swap her out for your stewardship one straight after? Genuinely, I don't really know the answer to that. I actually genuinely don't. But we're going to probably play around with that. We have one heir, and he is beautifully insignificant in terms of there's nothing impressive about him. He's just very, very ordinary. We'll have to wait till he's 2 till we find out what his childhood trait is, and that will certainly be interesting. So if we have a look at our realm, so this is interesting. So this actually isn't our it is our realm capital. Okay, we have here Mount Damavand, special building. It means that station men at arms are going to be better, but we also get good development growth here. That's very, very good indeed. We also have a little bit of extra money from the simple pastures. In actual fact, for early game, 867, we've got pretty good income. At the moment, it's 2.7, so I'm actually quite pleased with that. In addition, we have a city, and we have the mayor here, and we'll have a look at what he's contributing in terms of tax. I suspect it's next to nothing, but in time, that city will grow and will become more important. Right, we also have a mool. And a mool has a small harbour contributing 0.3 a month to our income. We potentially could have a duchy building in time. We have another we have another city holding here, again, very underdeveloped, but in time it will grow, and we have a temple holding too. Now, temple holdings are important because actually we're going to be able to use those with our in our tax jurisdictions. We'll perhaps have a little bit of a look at that in a moment. So this is certainly this is a promising start. They're promising counties. We're going to be able to develop them. What we really want to be, though, is the Duke. And the reason we can't become the Duke is because the current holder is our liege lord here, Emir Hassan, the missionary of the Zayed Emirate. So he is actually, his actual realm includes all of this. Let's just check what his realm is. Right, it's actually 1, 2, 3. It's almost 3 whole duchies in his territory, and we're controlling 2 of the counties. We need to take it all off him bit by bit. I think what we'll do is we'll try to take over most of his land into our personal domain while we're working out how we're going to take his title and seize control of all of this area. Interestingly, Gillan is not in our liege's empire, and I think that means that we can declare war on him. We can indeed. It would only cost us 85 prestige, which isn't much, but we do have a reason to kind of like be building up our prestige. So Vali Walsuden has 532 troops, and only 300 of those troops are men at arms. On the other hand, we have 860, again equally 300 of whom are men at arms. So let's have a little look at our men at arms. So first off, we have we've got 112 gold, so it might be that we can expand one of these. Our pikemen are really, really good in mountains and hills. And that's excellent because I think some of the earliest battles that we're going to be fighting are almost certainly going to be in those sorts of places. They have 22. Let's try stationing them. Okay, so clearly Firin is the best place. Right, have they changed? It's gone up to 26. And in fact, I think the toughness went up even more because we've got that sort of special sort of building there. These chaps are 25, and we can station them down here, and that should put them up to 27. Toughness, not particularly good. So I think we are going to spend a little money, because I'm planning to go to war quite early on. I think we'll increase the size of that straight off the bat. I think that's important. 17, that's not bad. That's at Gillen Shah is not a bad assoir. I suspect this chap's going to be quite expensive. Actually, he's only 1 more gold than we currently have, so actually it wouldn't be impossible to recruit him quite easily. But you know, I am short of money, and I've got, as you see, I've got some other intentions with my money. So we definitely need to improve the quality of our assoir as time goes on, especially as we start to get closer and closer to getting the household guard. Of course, actually chivalric dominance would be really, really important as well, because that's just going to make the knights that we've got, the assoir that we've got, much, much more effective. I want stalwart leader as soon as possible, because I am going to be leading in battle, because my military, my commander sort of stats is very good, and I'm going to be trying to do a few things to make them even better. And don't forget that, of course, I get +5 leading my own armies in the struggle phase. I get +5 if I'm fighting within Persian heritage area. I'm right in the centre, I think, of the Persian heritage area. In fact, if you look at the Persian Empire, literally we're in the middle of that. So that's really interesting. Right, let's look at some of the realms. Okay, so the first off is the Abbasid Empire to our west. Okay, very, very powerful indeed, vastly superior to us. There's no way that we can take on the Caliph al-Mu'taz. But he's going to come under a lot of pressure, I think, very, very early in the game. I've played around, played a couple of different characters, just for the first few years, really, to see what happens. People are going to be declaring war on the Caliph, on the Caliphate, and for that reason, we're probably going to see bits of land getting sort of like chunked off. And as they're chunked off, it might be that it's bits of land that we can take from a weaker person. We need to keep an eye on the Abbasid Empire, see about what it's doing. We're not going to war with them. That's obviously not going to happen. In fact, they're already in a war, defending. Obviously, they're defending. Tackers here, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Lots and lots of men-at-arms. If they win, they're looking to take over. Is it all of this area? Yeah. Okay. So this is obviously some sort of a rebellion, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the Ozarika rebellion already, and he's going to have more and more of things like that to deal with. So he's very, very strong now, but I don't think that's going to remain the case. We're in the Zaydid realm here. We're hoping to take that over as soon as possible. And then we got the Dulafid. Now the Dulafid, much, much bigger than us, not particularly bigger than our liege, but it's bigger than us. They're not a particularly impressive army. I mean, their army is literally similar in strength to ours. They've actually got less men-at-arms right now than we have, albeit they do have heavy infantry. It would be very, very nice for us if we could acquire some heavy infantry at some point. But I think we can only actually have 2 regiments. We're already at full strength. I mean, are we even able to buy armor? We are able to buy armoured footmen if we had a space. So I think becoming a duke quite quickly be quite important, actually. So let's have a look at our religion. Well, let's have a look at this. What's in here? Oh my word, this is smashing. Sasanian sword. So my diplomacy per level of fame is +1. So my fame is going to improve over the course of the game. Hopefully, I'm already distinguished. So this is going to do quite a lot for my diplomacy. A little bit more prestige, which isn't going to do us any harm. An additional 2 knights. Most of our knights are dire. +2 knights is going to be good. Very, very soon we're going to have +75% from the military lifestyle perk. Strength to our knights. This is going to give us another 12%. So between those two things, it's pretty much going to be doubling the strength of our knights. And romance scheme power is going to go up, which is really, really interesting. So let's put that out. I mean, that's a very, very, very valuable heirloom for the old dynasty. Now, religion is really, really interesting. So we're Ashari. We'll come to this in a moment. We're Ashari. So there's lots of benefits to being Ashari. We've got legalism here. Vassals less likely to join factions. That's really, really important. Really helps you, especially if we're doing a lot of warring. We've got fatwa, which means we can condemn sinful vassals. Perhaps a good way of getting rid of people we don't want. Law costs reduced by 10%. Law costs reduced by 10% for each virtue. Right, have I got any virtues? Okay, I think we need to just check what virtues are. Temperate, generous, and just. Just. So we actually have one virtue. So because we're in this religion, we're actually getting 10% reduction in law costs for one of our virtues and another 10% for the fatwa. So, if we're trying to establish change some laws, that would certainly make things a lot cheaper. We also have struggle and submission. Makes it easier for her to convert faith in county councillor tasks. And we get piety and devotion from winning holy wars. Well, you would anyway, but you get an increased amount. Okay. So this is an all right religion. Interestingly, though, I have another religion, almost uniquely in my experience of the game. If we look at the hooks and secrets, this is my secret. A Zoroastrian. And this is a much more interesting religion. It's a religion that takes you down the road of encouraging you to marry within your family. Marrying close family members is a good thing. It looks like this is a religion that's going to work very, very well with the pure-blooded trait if we're able to get that. Ritual celebrations is an old, of course, even the Vikings have that. The Norse get this one. It means that your vassals are more likely to come to feasts, and you're going to get piety for those feasts in addition to your the other benefits of holding a feast and sky burials. Which means we could build the Great Tower of Silence, a duchy building that bolsters county zeal. The question is, now I think this Zoroastrian thing is really, really interesting if we are role-playing somebody that wants to perhaps, really be successful with the Zoroastrian religion. But actually what I'm thinking about in this playthrough is just simply trying to complete the struggle. That's kind of the goal, really, of this of this run through. Is going to be to complete the struggle one way or another by hook or by crook. And my suspicion is that secret is going to be a difficulty rather than an asset. I think that there is a very good chance that quite early on that I will want to abandon that secret faith. Sooner or later somebody is going to get a hook on me for it. And I think I'm very, very likely to end up abandoning it. I won't abandon it now in case I've missed something, in case there's some benefits to it that I haven't yet come across. So let's just have a quick look at the culture. So, first thing, this is Iranian heritage. I think most of the area around us are Iranian heritage. Isolationist, what a horrible cultural tradition. That's hopefully something we'll be getting rid of at some point. Right, this one gives us a pragmatic creed, gives us the Zupin spearmen. I'm not sure if we've got the Zupin spearmen. Have we actually got them? No, we've got pikemen and bowmen. The Zupin spearmen, yeah, they're not amazing, are they? They're really not amazing. I think we're possibly... the pikemen aren't amazing, are they? Okay, so this is not something that I'm going to perhaps feel married to for the whole of the playthrough. Mountaineers is good. Rough terrain expert commander trait is more common if we could get someone who's good at commanding in mountains, because we're going to be doing a little bit of fighting in mountains. That's going to be good. Stalwart defenders, that's fine, isn't it? Defensive, war, peace acceptance plus 10. It means that when we're defending in a war, if we can get to 10%, and there's some strong neighbours around here, if we can get to 90%, we can claim victory. And it's actually not unusual to be able to build up like quite good war score before the enemy is really able to kind of like start using their numbers to sort of like bring you down. So yeah, that's a nice advantage. We also get a lot more prestige and gold from winning defensive wars. So we're kind of almost hoping that we get attacked a little bit, as long as they're wars that we're able to win. Wanderers gain extra combat skill over time, such as martial prowess or commander traits. Knights in mercenary courts rapidly gain prowess. Idle courtiers are much more likely to become wanderers. So yeah, our courtiers, if I don't give them a job, they're likely to become wanderers much more quickly. Having said that, wanderers seem to be able to pick up some traits quite quickly. I'm quite happy with this. At some point we will want to reform it or hybridize it, but it's not going to be an early thing that we're focused on. This is important. Claim your liege's title. We're absolutely probably going to want to be doing that at some point. We're not employing a court physician, so I'm going to just... Okay, so the best we've got is our tax collector, Shapur, who would be poor. I think we're going to see if we can find somebody a little bit better than that. So let's just have a look at unmarried courtiers. We've quite a few unmarried men, including my father, and we have no unmarried women, which is pretty much disastrous, really. My father is 72 and is in fact dying. I wonder if we can get him to attract somebody to the court before he dies. So we've certainly got a range of people with very, very good learning. What might be the only way to see whether any of these people will have got the physician trait is to actually click on them. I guess it's worth going through and just having a little bit of a look. She's a scholar. You would have thought scholar might make her a better physician. Oh, surely herbalist does. Right, Benar. Right, my father is going to marry Benar. He's a 30-year-old lesbian. That's right, isn't it? Homosexual. Yeah, that's right. But I think she's promising. So she's got 20 learning. She's a mastermind philosopher, and she's a herbalist. Now, as far as I know, herbalist doesn't make any difference to how good a physician she is, but I might be wrong about that. It kind of feels like the sort of thing that would make you a good physician. Right, let's get her in. My father will probably pass away quite soon. He's apparently dying. That's fine. Once we got her in the court, she's there. Right, this is my half-brother and currently my steward. Right, all of these have very, very high stats. So which one do we think we want most? I think we're going to marry our brother, or half-brother, off to Chakrika. And she's going to be our spy master, Gillen Shah. Yeah, that's fair. Now, Gillen Shah is nothing to do with my family. What makes a good wet nurse? That's a really good question, isn't it? So really, the sort of person I want is I want someone who's a mother, and ideally I want somebody who is Herculean, robust, or hale. Well, let's just have a look then at traits, inheritable traits. Yeah, so I can't find anyone who's going to make a particularly good wet nurse, but let's have this person in there because she's going to be making very intelligent babies, and I'm going to be making her babies into dukes in a little while from now. Okay, last chap, our tax collector. So would this work, right? So I'm assuming, right, what makes a good tax collector? Now this chap's learning skill has been doubled. Everything else is the same. So if I get somebody who's good at learning, will that make him better? Who knows? Okay, who knows? Okay. I think we'll wait for these people to arrive at the court before we start dishing out jobs. But dishing out jobs is obviously quite an important thing for us to be doing with our council. Okay, I want to look at the struggle and how I'm going to finish it. Okay, so the concession phase builds up very, very slowly over time. The struggle will finish. We'll work our way through struggle quite quickly, and then it'll swap to unrest, and then after unrest for a while, it'll go back to struggle. But there'll always be a ticking up towards concession, and when that gets to 500, that's the end of the struggle, and we will have missed our opportunity to complete it as the player, and we will have lost in terms of the challenge we're setting ourselves now. So various ways. Now I think I had a quick look at them before. Iranian's Resurgence looks really, really interesting, but it's not what I want to do for this playthrough. I might keep it in the background as a kind of as a kind of fallback if it goes wrong trying to get the renewed caliphate. The reason I quite like to do Iranian resurgence is that you've got these awesome features when you do it. 100 heavy cavalry, 400 Iwar, all these sort of like special soldiers. It'd be really, really nice to achieve that. Abbasid humiliation is all about usurping the leadership from the current caliphate, I think. Yeah, so I need to be larger than the caliph's thing, really. I just need to be more important. I can't declare myself the new caliphate. Then there is dominate the caliphate. Okay, I mean, I think this is somewhat similar. And then we got renewed caliphate. All right, so I think this one doesn't escape. So renewed caliphate doesn't work. This is the one where I am loyal. Yeah, this is the one where I'm loyal to the caliphate. I don't think this works because I am a detractor. So I think I need to be going for one of these two. Now, I am actually Sunni. For your faith must not have the Sunni doctrine. Now, there will no doubt be opportunities for me to change that. But the natural thing to think at the beginning is I want to dominate the caliph because I don't need to change my my religion. It would be very easy for you to change my religion, wouldn't it? Because I have this sort of secret religion. Okay, so we have to end it during a struggle phase. We have to be a detractor of the caliphate. We've got 2 ticks for those already. We need to be at least a king. Our realm needs to be larger than the caliph's. At the moment, we have 2 counties and the caliph has 127. We will quite soon see that starting to come down, as well as our own sort of like slowly ticking up. So it'll be interesting to look now and again back at this and see how close those 2 numbers have come. But they're both going to be moving towards each other, hopefully, if things go to plan. We must have either 2 allies of kingdom titles or the realm size of the Sheikhdom of Mazandaran is 50. Okay, so one or other of those. So, yeah, either a very, very big kingdom of 50. To be fair, to be bigger than the Caliph al-Mu'taz, we'll probably need getting on for 50, maybe more. The hold of the Sunni Caliphate also holds the Abbasid Empire. At the moment, that is the case, because it is, of course, Caliph al-Mu'taz. Level of fame is illustrious, so that just takes a bit of time working on it. We need to completely control Samarra and the Sheikhdom of Samarra. So if we just have a little look on the map where they are. They're not so far away from me, but I'm certainly not round the corner from them. I suppose that's the easiest way to put it, isn't it? And we must have one of these 3, either hold the Sheikhdom of Baghdad, which I think is right next to Samarra, or have the Caliph imprisoned, or have a strong hook on him. So I think it's very, very clear. This is the one we want to be doing. We want to be doing Abbasid humiliation. The way we want to be doing that is not getting involved in any wars that are making the Caliph weaker and smaller. Stay out, let him fight his own wars and hopefully lose them. And at the same time, we want to be gradually, systematically increasing the size of our realm. And actually, if we have a little look, right, we know that we want to control all of this county here, but this is a part of the Empire of Daylam, the Kingdom of Daylam. Are we going to be able to take a little bit of land up here or a bit of land up here? It's all going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because we've got the Abbasid Empire here, then we've got these chaps up here. They're quite strong, but they're not insanely strong. Well, they do have 700 heavy infantry, though. That is quite a significant chunk of manpower. Okay, so in terms of the empire, sorry, the kingdom title we want, it's going to be difficult. I think we might have to kind of wait and see what happens. A little bit more powerful than us. They've got heavy infantry, but they're not crazily powerful. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do then is we are going to head for Abbasid humiliation. That's the end to the struggle that we're going to be aiming for. Right, this chap. Fabricate claim on county. Right, we want Ruyan. If I take him off collect taxes, yeah, it does make a difference. I'm going to leave him on collect taxes for now. Definitely need diplomacy. I definitely need prestige because I'm going to be using it to declare some of these wars, but also I want 1,500 so that I can take my liege's title from him. Here we go. Claim liege title 1,500. And that's the only thing that we've got missing. So, 1,000. Yeah, so it's 1,500. 1,050 shouldn't be that difficult to get. I think the main problem is going to be that I'm going to be spending it all of the time while I'm trying to save it up. So if we make sure that he's set onto foreign affairs, we'll get a little bit more prestige monthly. Be nice to set this guy onto that, and our marshal for now onto defence. Right, so we're going to hit go, and we're going to see what we do with the people that join our court. Right, so we've got a better spy master. Oh, she's doing very, very well. 21. Right, I'm pleased with her. Is this really the best marshal that we have? I mean, not quite, but there's not much in it. Terrible chancellor. Nothing I can do about this. Yeah, we're stuck with pretty poor councillors for the time being. Something else we need to look at actually is this. Oh, so we are the marshals. So our prowess is up 2. Army gold maintenance is down 10%. That's very useful. Levy size a little bit bigger. And an additional monthly martial lifestyle experience. Now, my understanding is that we're a level 3, so we're effectively a level 4 education trait, realistically, because we're getting the plus 10% from our liege. We're going to be undermining him, but there's no desperate rush. He's quite handy to have. Right, let's look at my own marriages. So here's a young woman. He's going to give me a lot of extra military power. And here's a 17-year-old woman who's going to give me an additional 4. Would probably give me an additional 2 counties if I was to put her on to. All right, let's just get her. Very, very high stewardship. So my plan is to kind of swap about these characters depending on what it is that I want to do. I don't know if it works, but we're going to give it a go. My father's died. Well, he did his job. Right, okay, so my tax collector can now be my marshal. I wonder if it's worth doing the search for a mountain specialist. Now, it's a relatively small amount of money. It's quite a bit of prestige, but we may end up with somebody who can actually help train our army. Right, what are you like? Well, look, you're a lot better. Okay, so let's... He's going to be a really, really good knight. He could command the army, but we're going to command the army ourselves. Okay, but this guy here, concentrate on collecting taxes. That's what we want you to do, my friend. On that note, I had a real careful look at this. At first, I couldn't understand why he was only, he's only doing like one person. But the reason is that all of your, obviously, like kind of clan, people who have counties, your vassals, your normal kind of what would be in other parts of the world feudal vassals. They have a tax collector allocated to them, and so do your temple holdings. But your baronies, your republic holdings don't. And most of my vassals are barons at the moment. So this is the only person who's contributing anything. He absolutely despises me, doesn't he? Right, we've got about 2 or 3 months, and our army will be at full strength. The other thing is that we should be... Oh, yeah, Shakedom of Royan we're doing. That's excellent. Okay, so let's press go and get ourselves to a full army. We have a full, juicy army. While we're waiting to fabricate a claim on Royan, I think we're just going to take these guys out. Right, they have no alliances. They have 750 troops. They're inferior to us. We shouldn't have any real difficulty. I think the only problem that we have is it's going to cost us a significant amount of prestige. Right, this is my concubine who has very, very good military. Let's make her my primary spouse. Before we do, I'm on 18. Okay, looks like this takes... Oh, it's happened. Yeah, I've gone all the way up to 21. And if I click this, I go all the way up to 27. Okay, that's nice. That's very nice indeed. What I'm now intrigued by, though, is can I make this one a primary spouse? It looks like I can. Okay, that's really good. Okay, it's obviously going to upset the others. Right, my steward is only 21 years old. He's the best. Oh, hang on. Let's sway Chakira. It's only 68% chance, but I think that's the best thing. Right, we're going to raise all here. I'm actually at 42. That feels good. That feels like a kind of like one of the great Viking leaders. Right, let's go. Let's go and take this. Losing 0.8 per month, so we should be able to get to the end of this war in credit. Hopefully, we'll make a little bit of money in the process. My liege has just gone to limited crown authority, which is interesting, and we have a pregnant wife. Right, we want a massive disaster here for them. That's pretty good. I mean, 233 represents a fairly large proportion of their army. And this is going to take us 8 months. Okay. Be really nice if we can not have the siege interrupted by constant battles. Lovely. Who's leading this army? Oh yes, that mountain guy. He doesn't have siege, unfortunately. He had 8 pikemen killed and 6 bowmen killed. They lost all of their bowmen, all of their levies, so this looks like quite a big victory. And we've captured some people, so let's have a look at the people we've captured. Okay, this chap here. So he has a county, so I can't recruit him or anything like that. In time, I can get 30 gold for him, so that's exactly what we should do. Hopefully that will itself pay for the war. We are about to get a claim on Ruyan. Oops, let's go straight in for this battle here. I want to capture some people, really. Another wife is pregnant. We're just wiping these out every single time. Super. Right, so let's do this. See it done. We now have our claim. We have this guy in prison. I wonder how much he can give us. 50 gold. I'm very, very happy with that. So we've definitely got 60 gold. Can I do this yet? No, because he's considering a proposal from me, but I can disband. Oh, that's another 40 gold. So we're going to put a cut in there. In actual fact, I played on for about another sort of half an hour or so, but I think that's probably enough for the first episode. Essentially an analysis, plus opening moves and our first war. Already very, very close to getting a claim on the third duchy, the third county in our sort of home duchy. We're obviously going to go to war for that pretty quickly, I suspect, in the next episode. Well, I already know what's going to happen in the next episode. Okay, so this will be, the next episode 2 will be out on Friday, and that is the beginning of the new structure. We're going to publish on Tuesday and on Friday at 5 p.m. Just to give myself a little bit more time for now. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.